Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel Platinum Bricks 95, and we're back again with another Lego Marvel review. Firstly, just before we do get into the video, if you would not mind dropping the video a like, as it really helps me out, helps me get on the YouTube algorithm, and also just shows me that you do enjoy this sort of content. So yeah, if you could like the video, I'd really appreciate it. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're watching this, maybe click the subscribe button, but if you don't want to, I do understand. So then guys, what Lego Marvel set are we reviewing today? Well, today we are taking a look at one of the Infinity Saga sets, as I haven't actually reviewed them all on the channel yet, and I've got a couple more to do before we've actually smashed them all out. However, the reason that I've chose this one is because the next video on the channel is going to be a comparison between this battle and the one that came out, I think in 2018 or 2019. So yeah, that is why today we are reviewing this Lego set. So guys, the Lego set in question is, of course, Lego set number 76192, Avengers Endgame Battle. Now, this Lego set did retail for £79.99 in the UK. I can't remember if I paid that or not. And I think it comes with, let me just check my notes. Yeah, that's right, 527 pieces. And it says 8 minifigures, but let's be honest, it comes with 6 minifigures, 1 big fig and 1 minifig. Well, very small fig. So yeah guys, I've told you what the Lego set we're going to be reviewing is, and I've told you the plan for the next video, and I guess the only thing left to do is get right into the review. And of course, we're going to start with the minifig. So without further ado, let's go. Alright then guys, well here are the minifigs in question, and like I did say in the intro, even though it says there's 8 of them, let's be honest, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a big fig, which the arms need to be on a little bit better, and a tiny little version of Ant-Man. And yeah, I think we'll start by taking a look at Ant-Man, and then we'll go through the rest of them. Okay then guys, so like I said, it does in fact come with one very small fig. Now, I'm trying my best to get this in shot and in focus, and as you can see, it is a version of Ant-Man, which again, is very accurate to the movie, and I do really like the inclusion of this version of Ant-Man, just in general throughout Marvel. I really like the use of the small fig, and I just think it's a nice little accessory. However, I will categorically say, you can't count this as a minifigure because it's not a minifigure. Even though it is a minifigure, it's not actually a minifigure. So yeah, whilst I do like this, you can't class it as a minifigure. And I will say this, I do much prefer this version of the small Ant-Man than the Endgame one, which was white. I didn't enjoy that as much as this one. I think just his classic suit is so much better. So yeah, I really do like this, although, let's be honest, we could have had a Giant Man, because we've only actually ever got one minifig of the original Giant Man and one buildable Giant Man. So yeah, it's fine, I don't mind it. Okay then guys, well the next minifigure in question is of course the Chitauri. Now this is an updated version of the Chitauri that does and has been coming out with the Avengers Infinity Saga sets. Now don't get me wrong, the older Chitauris were much more sort of purple and gold, whereas this one still got the gold but replaced it with sort of like light green, a touch of gold here and there, but there's no purple, it's all been replaced with blue. Now, I actually like Chitauris a lot more than I like Outriders, and the reason is Outriders are so frequent, whereas Chitauri really aren't, actually, which is surprising. But yeah, I do actually really like this Chitauri. I think I just like it. And again, I would have been so annoyed if this Lego set did come with an Outrider, because if there's one thing us Lego Marvel fans do not need, it's any more Outriders. So yeah, a definite thumbs up to the Chitauri. And again, I do actually really like him, and I think I might actually prefer the older version of the Chitauris, but this one, again, it's a Chitauri, it's fine. So then guys, the next minifigure in question is the updated version of Black Panther. Now, Black Panther has had many iterations throughout the years. Obviously, in his own sets for his first movie, he had a couple of versions. Then obviously he had versions that came out in Avengers sets, in Civil War sets. And I personally think my favourite one is still from the Civil War sets, which is the first sets he ever appeared in. Which is funny, because you think they'd just get better and better. Well, I've got no problem with this, and I love the use of purple. I just actually prefer that very first version of the Black Panther suit. I don't know why. However, I have to give credit where credit's due and say it's an incredibly detailed minifig. I love the printing on his face, mainly. That is the main bit for me. Now, obviously, the torso printing is very nice, but you do get a lot of nice torso printing in Lego Marvel. So the headpiece is where it really stands out. And I like the little inclusion of this hat or hairpiece or whatever you want to call it. But Darth Maul's one is much cooler, as it comes with like 20 spikes. So yeah, I don't hate this minifigure. I don't love this minifigure. I don't think it's the best version of Black Panther we've ever had. However, I will say it's a very nice minifigure, and if this was your first version of Black Panther, I wouldn't complain about it, because yeah, it's very nice. Alright then guys, on to the one, the only Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, aka Captain Fantastic. I love Captain America. Now, this version of Captain America is very nice. Now, I don't know if you can just pick up the subtle printing on his chest piece there. It's really, really good, and they have paid attention to detail. My main reason for absolutely loving this Captain America is basically because it was the first Captain America that came out with Mjolnir, and I just think it's really, really cool. I just think it looks amazing, and I think it is incredibly underrated as a minifigure. Now, don't get me wrong, he does have a... Oh, if I don't pull him off there, I'll take his headpiece off. There we go, we got there in the end. Now, he does have a dual moulded head. He's much more smiley on the front and a much more serious sort of look on the back. And he does actually get his helmet back. I've noticed this. Most Captain Americas nowadays do come with this sort of cowl. Is that what you call it? So yeah, I don't hate this Captain America. I actually think it's very, very good, and also very accurate to the movie as well. So yeah, props to Captain America, but I'm always going to love Captain America. I'm heavily biased. He's my favourite MCU character. Alright then guys, well, moving on to Thor. Now, this is obviously meant to be Thor from Avengers Endgame. My main gripe with this minifigure is, number one, why is he not fat? Okay, Thor was fat in the final battle. That's what we liked about him. I like the fact he didn't get ripped by just activating his powers. He was still chubby, and I do like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a downside that he doesn't have a gut on him. Now, if I do take his hairpiece off, which by the way, I do want to say, I really love this Thor headpiece. Hairpiece, sorry, I really do. I prefer it to his earlier one so much more. It's much more sort of dirty blonde than platinum blonde, and I just really do like the hairpiece. Now, obviously, he has his bog standard, well, I say bog standard, it's his new bog standard Thor face with the electric and stuff, which does look very cool. I just prefer to have him much more sort of happy. If I do lift his cape up, you may be able to see it's nothing too fancy, so you're really not missing much. There's a little bit of printing on the back of his torso, and I will give credit there. However, the thing that lets this minifigure down is this absolutely horrendous hammer or axe or whatever it is. I hate this thing. I really don't like it. Just give me one molded one, or at least make an attempt to make it better than this, because it is horrible. I mean, I really, really don't like Stormbreaker, the way it's been built there. Yeah, it really actually lets the whole minifigure down, I think. I just make a better version of Stormbreaker, please, Lego. However, the Thor minifigure, it's a Thor minifigure. It's totally fine. It's not the best one I've ever seen. It's not the worst one I've ever seen. So yeah, credit where credit's due. I like the minifigure. I don't like his accessory. Alright then guys, well, moving on to Iron Man in his Extremis armour. Now, Iron Man in his Extremis armour did start appearing in the Avengers Infinity War, not Infinity Saga, Infinity War set. However, I actually prefer those versions to this version because those versions have red arms. Now, I know what you're thinking, really? That's what changed your whole opinion on a minifigure, the colour of the arms? Yes, it does. Because as you all know, I say it every video, I don't like gold. So yeah, it's fine, this minifigure. It is just the extremis armor with gold arms, and again, his helmet's very nice. I love the fact that he still has a dual molded helmet. That's awesome. And he does have his HUD face there, and his sort of bog standard Tony Stark face there, and he does have some nice back printing on the minifigure in general. However, the thing that really shines about this minifigure, as most of you can expect, it's the accessory of his extremis shield. Now, I will categorically say they are stickers, alright guys, they're not printed tiles. It is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. I absolutely love this thing. I wish it was molded, or I wish it was just printed, you know, but it is what it is. And I actually think for a buildable accessory, it's really not terrible. When you compare this to Mjolnir, or not Mjolnir, the other one, Stormbreaker, there's just no comparison. So yeah, I absolutely love this minifigure. Not this minifigure. I love his accessories, but the minifigure, I would have preferred him to have red arms, but it is what it is. So then guys, on to the final minifigure before we do actually take a look at the big fig. And I'll say this candidly, my favourite minifigure from this Lego set. At the time this set was released, we had not had the Lego Marvel CMFs. So this was the second ever Lego version of Scarlet Witch, and it is actually an upgrade on her original minifigure, so I've got to give it credit there. I love this, I really do, and as you can see, I've got her set up with the red eyes because she's using her powers, and on the other side, which I will show you in a minute, she doesn't actually have red eyes, but I just think they're so cool. I don't normally like these sort of accessories, I'll be honest with you. However, for her, it totally works, so I'll give it credit there. Would have preferred them to be a bit more red, but I get why they've used pink, because it stands in contrast to her body, so that's fine. Now, if I do remove her hairpiece, which is lovely, by the way, guys, you can just see she's much more smiley on the front, and there's a bit of back printing on her torso. So yeah, I don't know what it is about this minifigure. I just think it's so cool. I like the fact that she's a superhero, but she doesn't really wear an outfit. She just sort of rocks up in her leather jacket. I like that. So yeah, I love this minifigure. It's definitely my favourite minifigure from this Lego set. And yeah, the second ever version of Scarlet Witch to come out. And obviously since then, there was one released with the Lego CMF. So yeah, it's fine, but I absolutely love this minifigure. Okay then guys, the last one to talk about is of course the big boy Thanos, as you can see here. Now I'm thinking in the future about doing a video on all of my Lego Marvel big figs, because right now off the top of my head I can't tell whether this Thanos is better than some of the other Thanoses I do have. However, what I will say, I love the colour scheme. I think it does look like Thanos. I wish he had a helmet on. That is the only downside of this, in my opinion, is that I wish he had a helmet on, because in the final battle, he does wear his helmet for a fair amount of time, I think. I could be wrong there, though. I could be wrong. But I thought he wore his helmet. Anyway, I do like this figure, and I love the printing on the front. And again, gold, I don't like it, but it works well in contrast to the rest of the figure. If I turn it round, again, nothing too fancy on the back, which is fine. And again, actually, I know his sword is massive here and a bit out of control. I will say this, though, it's accurate to the movie because he does use a double-bladed sword. However, it's not the most sturdy thing in the world, as you have just seen there. So yeah, very nice, but definitely, I don't think it's my favourite big fig I own, or maybe even Thanos big fig that I own. So yeah, but it's a very nice big fig, and it's actually good to have a big figure that these other minifigures can actually battle. I do like that. So yeah, I will give it credit there and say I don't hate this. I'm not the biggest fan of big figs in general, but I do like this one. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's okay. Alright then guys, well those were the minifigures, big fig and mini minifigure that did come with this Lego set. Now before we get into the review, I do want to ask you, get down in the comments and let me know which of these is your favourite. If it's the big fig, let me know. If it's the tiny minifig, if like me it's Scarlet Witch, just let me know which of these minifigures is your favourite, because I'd actually be really interested to know, as I think for an £80 set to have 6 decent minifigures one minifigure and a big fig, you can't complain about that. You're basically paying a tenner for each of these if you don't use the Lego set itself. So, you know, if you do maths like that, it could be terrible. Anyway, definitely get down in the comments and let me know which is your favourite figure from this Lego set. And without further ado, let's get right into taking a look at the actual Lego set. Let's go. Okay guys, so what you're actually seeing on screen now is all of the build from this set. However, the thing I want to talk about first, as you can probably tell, is in fact Ant-Man's van. Now, just ignore the build that I've put over there for a second and just take a look at this van. Wow, 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 wow. How many times do you want me to say wow? Insert Owen Wilson clip here.
Wow.
So yeah, this is what I'm saying, like, just take a look at this. Now, I do want to say this, I've had this built up and this built up since I've got this Lego set because I was always planning on reviewing it. However, this has been in a storage unit for ages off the shelf. However, it is still dusty, so you will have to allow me there. This has been on display in my Lego room consistently. I love this, I really do, and I'm not like, I wouldn't hate it if I got one of these with the Wasp and Ant-Man in on its own. It's fine, and it's just a good size, and it's not too cumbersome, there's nothing too fancy going on, but yet it is very accurate to the movie. It looks really nice. It can, if you want, you can pop the top up, you can fit more than one minifigure in there. I think you get 2 or 3 in there, which is pretty good. It's accurate, like I keep saying. I love, again, there's a sticker there and there's a sticker there, which is fine, and there is a couple of stickers there. However, in the back, you do have sticker, I think, yeah, it must be a sticker, the quantum tunnel, which I just think's awesome, and it does actually look like a quantum tunnel. Now, again, like I always say about stickers, yeah, if you use them in the right way, I don't mind how many there are. This is how you use stickers, okay? Just a little touch here and there, just subtle details, and then a good one in the back, and then you don't have to worry about it. It just adds to the overall look of the build. So yeah, this is by far my favourite part of this build. And again, like I said, it has been on display in my Lego room for so long. So yeah, I absolutely love Ant-Man's van. I really do. Alright then guys, well, on to the main part, which I suppose is the Avengers compound battle. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this compound battle is because one of the first videos I ever did on this channel back in 2020, when I gave YouTube a go for like a month, I did the original compound battle, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I absolutely hated it. From the Endgame wave, I hated that set. So when I saw this, saw what it was, saw how much of a little bit of an upgrade it is, I couldn't believe it. So this is why I'm reviewing this set today, so that I can compare this one and the one that came out in the Endgame wave. However, we want to actually take a little look at this build. Now, as you can see, it does look very nice. I think it looks better than the old one as well, and I love this sort of bay window sort of look. I think it is really cool. So yeah, however, I will say before I take you in for a closer look, ignore the dust, because like I said, it's been in storage forever. So then guys, what's pretty cool about this Lego set is you see here, this is just connected by 2 Technic pins, and the same thing over here. So if you did want to just display the front of the compound, you could do that if you just popped off those side bits. Now here we do have actually a shooter, and again, it's just a torpedo shooter. I imagine to shoot at Thanos. Let's give it a go. Bang. Oh, that's gone behind my radiator. Damn it, I'll get that in a minute. But yeah, like you said, this is a shooter, and I do think it's pretty cool. It's fine. You need something that shoots, and if it wouldn't be a Lego Marvel set if it did not have something that shoots something else. Christ, everyone in Lego Marvel seems to shoot each other. They do have little stickers here, but again, when stickers are used well, you won't hear me complain about them. However, I do want to come to this side, and you can actually see this Avengers bit here, and this is built up in a certain way, and this is in fact a sticker, and I imagine it's meant to be a bit of the building breaking off, which is fine. I don't think it's meant to like pop off or anything, but it does just sort of wobble a little bit, and I like it. It's not terrible, it's just a nice little bit to add on to the side of the build, so I understand it and I don't hate it. So guys, this is the front of the build, and again, ignore the dust. As you can see, it's quite prevalent around here. So yeah, as you can see, it is a touch dusty, and yes, I do use Citadel paintbrushes to dust my Lego, because genuinely I've not found anything else that does it better apart from a Hoover, and my small handheld Hoover is actually broken. So yeah, I am just using a duster at the moment. But as you can see guys, this is what the front of the compound looks like, and straight away I'm gonna say it, spoil the next video a little bit, it looks better than the other one. I've got to give it credit there. I love the fact that they mainly made it white and used subtle uses of blue. Really makes the sort of white stand out a bit more, and I do really like that. I love the front window look. I love the fact that it's mainly made out of glass. I really like it. So yeah, in terms of aesthetic looks, I think it's cool. And obviously this is a sticker here. Bit of a letdown on that one. Wouldn't have hated a printed piece, but it is what it is. On the top, we do have one of these things which was used in Classic Space all those years ago to pretty much, well, signify everything. That was used for loads of stuff. Then we do have a radar here which bends and this, that and the other. This thing breaks off a fair amount, and a little bit up there, yeah, to add detail, I think. And yeah, it's totally fine. However, we have to turn the thing around, and that is exactly what we have just done to give you an idea of what the back actually looks like. Now here we do have some form of laser grid. I'm not entirely sure what it's used for. I imagine you're meant to put like Ant-Man in there, but then again that thing doesn't fit in there. So maybe it's like a holding cell. Maybe it's meant to signify the area where they actually use the Infinity Gauntlet to bring everyone back. I don't know, but I don't hate it. It's fine. And I will say this straight away, ruined the other video again. This is a much better laser grid than the one on the other side. And I love the fact they've used those sort of classic rods here, and they have just popped into the side there. I really do like that. Coming over here, we do have a little sort of area with what I'm assuming is meant to be the Infinity Gauntlet, but it's basically just fist. If I can pop it off there. No, but I can pop the whole thing off. Don't worry about that. You can see here we've got a little desk. This is obviously signifying the quantum tunnel when Tony worked out time travel. And then we do actually have some stickers. And again, all of these tiles that you're seeing, they are stickers. And that hand in the middle there is obviously meant to represent the Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet, Nano Gauntlet. There we go. Now, if we do come up the top, we have a little seating area, as you can see, a nice Avengers table. I actually really like that, and I like the subtle inclusion of the little plant as well. If we come over here, there's nothing because there's no thing. However, the bits that do stand out are, again, they are stickers, guys. All right, I am sorry. However, I absolutely love both of these. I would like some more of these, to be honest. That's actually really cool. So it's like they're in hologram form, and you've got Captain Marvel and you've got Rocket Raccoon, and they're both coming live to us from outer space. And I just think they're really cool stickers, guys. I really do. I actually really like the inclusion of these, and I think it goes unnoticed. So yeah, I really like these. So yeah guys, if you actually take a look at the back of this, you can see there's a fair amount of area to play, and what I do like is, I don't think that is, no it isn't, but this is on little, just a one stud connection on either side. So if you want to take it out and put stuff in there, you can. If you want to take this out and have them playing with it back here, you can. We do have a little corridor area, nothing too special, and this laser grid area as well. But what I want to say is there's plenty of room to do stuff. And I like that, and I don't think it doesn't go unnoticed by me, guys, alright? So yeah, there's plenty of room to do different things, and I like that about this Lego set. Alright then guys, well there you have it. That was a closer look at this Lego Marvel Infinity Saga Avengers Endgame battle. Wow, mouthful. Now as you can see here, this is what it looks like when it's all put together. It's very nice. However, the only thing left to do, guys, is get right into my rating out of 10 and pros and cons. So without further ado, let's go. Alright then guys, well like I did just say, that was a closer look and a somewhat review of said Lego set. Now, the only thing left to do, like I did just say, I'm just repeating myself, but I've got to do it, is to get right into my pros and cons and rating out of 10. And we're going to start with the pros and cons. I think today we'll start with the pros. Okay guys, so pro number one, actually something I don't say too much. this is pretty much everything you want from a Lego set in general. Okay, guys? Now, I'm talking licensed Lego set, okay, guys? Because if you buy like a Lego City set or an original Lego property set, they tend to be cheaper and you do get more value for your money. When you're buying licensed sets, you tend to get a bit less because it's licensed, I think. I don't know why it works like that. However, this is pretty much as perfect as it gets, really. There's lots to do, it looks quite cool, and there's plenty of figures to be playing around with. So yeah, I genuinely think my first pro would have to be just the Lego set in general. I just think, yeah, you can't look no further than this. It's really good. Okay guys, well my second pro, as my first one was very sort of just up in the air, obviously it's the minifigures, okay guys? Now, there will be a negative about the minifigures as well, however we'll save that for the cons. However, the minifigures are very good, and also you get 8 of them. Well, I say 8 of them, you get 6 minifigures, 1 on the bad side, 5 on the good side, and you get a minifigure here, which you're probably seeing, and you do get a big thing. So the inclusion of all of that for £80, very good in my book. Alright guys, well the third pro, you must know what I'm going to say if you've watched the review, the van. Ant-Man's van. They could have released that as an Ant-Man set with just the van and maybe Luis, the Wasp, Hank and Scott. That would be awesome. I'd buy a set like that in a heartbeat. Might have to be a bit bigger to get them all in. However, that van is bang on. Okay, it's bang on. Again, a good example of how you use stickers, right? How you just make things good and keep it accurate to the source material. It's just very good. Alright then guys, well on to the cons. Now, I will say this, cons are actually quite difficult because I could have kept going with the pros. I really could, because it's a very good Lego set, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. However, the first con relates to the minifigures, okay? Like I said, I love the minifigures. I think it's very good that you did get 6 of them plus the 2 others. However, I understand, right, in the final Avengers Endgame battle, it is the big 3 versus Thanos. However, you could have given us so many different minifigures with this, okay? I understand it, but at the same time, we've got thousands of Thor, Iron Man and Captain America. We didn't need any more at that time. We don't need any more now, really. However, yeah, it's just, I would have preferred different minifigures. However, the ones we have got are very nice. I just would have liked different, more unique minifigures. Okay guys, so the second con has to be not necessarily the playability or the play features, which I didn't mention in my pros because I mention it all the time and I just bang on about playability and functionality, and it is very good for that. However, the downside is I just would have liked it to be a bit bigger. Okay, it could have come back a bit more, had a bit more area to play. Now, I know the idea is that you sort of play in the back and you play on the sort of space you've got out there. You don't have to play exactly in the Lego set. However, I just would have liked a bit more. This could have been a £100 set and it could have just been made a touch bigger. That would have been fine. However, again, I'm being very nitpicky. Okay guys, well on to the third con, and I'll straight away tell you I don't have any. Alright, I can't actually think of anything to say about this Lego set that is terrible. Now I would say, like, yes, this breaks off, this can break off, this breaks off. Yeah, but again, I always mention that, okay guys? And I want to say, if you'd expect something like this to break off, right? And yeah, that's a little bit flimsy, but it moves anyway. It's fine. It's fine. And I can't imagine you're picking this up and flying it around your bedroom or anything like that, or wherever you play with your Lego or whatever. But yeah, so again, this shouldn't break apart as much if you don't, you know, pick it up and throw it. It'll be fine. So yeah, I genuinely think this is hard to think of cons because it's a very good Lego set. Okay then guys, well I guess the only thing left to do is give this Lego set a rating out of 10, and 8 out of 10 guys. Maybe even 8 out of 8.5. Maybe even 9 out of 10, okay? But I'll go with 8 out of 10 as I'm trying to give Lego a bit less credit because I always give them the extra point rather than going the other way. So I'm going to give this Lego set an 8 out of 10. Now, again, the 2 points that I did mention are mainly the things that I don't like about this Lego set. However, it's just great, okay? It can work as a display piece if you did just want to display it. It's almost like, if you can see here, going diagonally, so you can tuck them all in and it looks pretty cool. However, but yeah, I can't give it much more than that. I do think the price is good. The inclusion of stickers, whilst there is a lot of them, they work well, and the van just absolutely steals it for me, and the minifigures are very good. However, I would have liked some different ones. So yeah, the 2 things that I don't like have actually resulted in this losing 1 point, because as you know, on this channel, we do not dish out 10 out of 10s unless the Lego set is perfect, okay? And I'm yet to find many perfect Lego Marvel sets. So yeah, it lost a point for the cons, but I do think 8 out of 10, maybe even 8.5 if I did 8.5s. It could be that, but yeah, 8 out of 10 for me, definitely. So then guys, there you have it. That is the end of the review. All that's left to do is firstly ask you to get down in the comments. Have you got this Lego set? What do you think of this Lego set? Would you buy this Lego set if it was still on sale now? I do think it's actually a retired product now, and I don't think you can get it anywhere. So yeah, would you buy it if you could? And yeah, just let me know what you think of the set in general. Also, like I did say at the start of the video, if you would not mind, please liking the video, as it really helps me out, and I'd just be greatly appreciative for it, guys, okay? And also, please sub to the channel. I know I say at the beginning, oh, you don't have to. Please sub to the channel, okay? I think I'm 1 subscriber away from 750. So if you want to be my 750th sub, please sub to the channel. And I will... Well, I won't do anything if I'm being honest, but when I get to 1,000, I'm going to do a huge giveaway. So the more of you that sub to the channel, just you wait and see. I am stockpiling Lego for a huge giveaway at 1,000 subs. So yeah, sub to the channel, guys. Also, just quickly and finally, please go down in the description and check out the link to my Instagram. Please drop me a follow on there, or go and check it out if you like Lego Marvel. I'm posting daily on there at the moment, guys. Alright, so if you want to see a lot of cool content around Lego Marvel, around Lego in general, definitely go and check it out. And while you're there, my TikTok's linked as well, so drop me a like or a follow or whatever it is on TikTok. I'm not good at TikTok, alright guys, but if you want to check it out, it's linked in the description. Alright then guys, well, there you have it. That is the end of the video. All that's left to say, guys, is thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Like, I can't explain how much I appreciate that I actually have viewers in the real world. Real people watch me and my videos. So yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to all of you that watch the content, that support the content and all of that. It just means the world to me. So yeah, I do want to give you guys a big shout out, and yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. So I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.